Hello, I'm Tim Smith with the Adams County Historical Society. And today we're here to film another installment in our Battle Babies series. This video will highlight some of Gettysburg's last surviving witnesses to the battle. Remember, if you like the historical content we put up on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and perhaps share this video with your friends on Facebook. I'm sure that many of the Civil War buffs out there are familiar with the fact that Albert Wilson was the last surviving veteran of the American Civil War. He died on August 2nd, 1956 at 106 years old. Some people say 109. But even though his monument is here on Cemetery Ridge in Gettysburg, he was not present at the time of the battle. The last known survivor of the Army of the Potomac present at Gettysburg is said to be a guy named James Marion Lurvy, a medical attendant attached to a field hospital not far from here, who was just 15 years old at the time. He died on September 17th, 1950 at age 103. But who was the last surviving witness of the Battle of Gettysburg? And just to be clear, we're not talking about witness trees. Of course, I realize that witness of the battle can be kind of subjective. And one also needs to consider the person's proximity to the battlefield. And that can be kind of subjective. Are we talking about those who saw actual fighting? Are we talking about those who heard distant cannon fire? Are we talking about those who saw soldiers marched past their homes? With that, let's discuss some of the candidates. We are standing in Flores Church Cemetery. It is 6 miles west of Gettysburg along Old Route 30. In June and July 1863, it was this road over which a large amount of the Southern Army passed on its way to Gettysburg. And a large amount of people buried in this cemetery lived in this area at the time and were among those who witnessed the rebel army pass by. We're at the grave of Maria Jane Mickley Henry, the daughter of Jacob Mickley and Annie Arndt. She was born on January 14th, 1862 in Franklin Township. She was about a year and a half at the time of the battle. She was one of 12 children born into that family. Her father, Jacob Mickley, was one of 14 children. The Mickleys were one of the most prominent families in this area, and they descended from an American Revolutionary soldier who moved into Adams County from eastern Pennsylvania following the War for Independence. I'm not exactly sure where this particular family lived at the time of the battle, but it was clearly not far from here. There are Mickleys all over the 1858 Adams County wall map in this area. And it was Maria Jane's grandmother that we believed lived across the street in what we commonly refer to as the Valentine Floor House. And she was there when rebel soldiers knocked on the door. She fed them, and they compensated her, I should say, with Confederate currency. And you can see that money on display today in the Gettysburg Beyond the Battle Museum as part of our display. According to our obituary, Maria was a lifelong resident of Adams County. She died on April 22nd, 1951 at age 89 and was buried here in Flores Lutheran Church Cemetery. Mary Alice Walter Naus, daughter of Jacob Walter and Lucinda Stover, was born in Hamilton Bond Township, not far from here, on February 24th, 1862. According to her obituary, she was a lifelong resident of Adams County. She died on May 20th, 1952 at age 90, and she is also buried here in Flores Lutheran Cemetery. Emma Jane Swartz was the daughter of Moses Swartz and Mary Etta Dutterer. She was born in Littlestown in 1859. When she was 3 years old, her family moved to Cashtown, a short distance from here. And according to her obituary, quote, she often said she remembered the Battle of Gettysburg, end quote. She never married and died in Cumberland Township on January 22nd, 1953 at age 93. And she is buried in Flores Church Cemetery as well. John Adam Walter, the son of Charles Walter and Susan Knoll, was born near Ortana on July 8th, 1859. So he would have been about 4 at the time of the battle. According to his obituary, he was a lifelong resident of Ortana. So he would have been there during the large cavalry action along Carroll's Tract Road on the afternoon of July 3rd. You know, today we refer to that as the Battle of Fairfield. He died at Annie Warner Hospital in Gettysburg on February 12th, 1954 at age 94. And he was buried, of course, here in Flores Church Cemetery. John Upton Cook, the son of John Cook and Matilda Martha Lawver, was born near Cashtown in Franklin Township on September 20th, 1860. According to his obituary, John was a child of almost 3 when the cavalry troops fought in his native Cashtown. Lee's men marched past his door en route to Gettysburg and on the retreat from it. He died in Chambersburg on January 22nd, 1958, at age 97, and he's buried here in Flores Church Cemetery. William Henry Collison was born on October 9th, 1862, 2 days prior to Jeb Stuart's raid through Adams County when he gathered up horses and supplies in 1862. He was the son of Amos and Rebecca Arndt Collison. So he was like 10 months old at the time of the Battle of Gettysburg. He lived all his life near Hilltown in Franklin Township, a short distance from here. So he would have been present as 3 brigades of Juba Early's force passed through Hilltown on June 26, 1863. He died on February 24th, 1959 at the age of 96, and of course is buried here at Flores Lutheran Church. So this is the end of our list of those who were children in the area west of Gettysburg who would have come directly in contact with the Southern Army on its way to the battlefield. Undoubtedly, some of the viewers of this video were alive at the time of Collison's death. And when you think about it like that, the American Civil War is really not that far away. You know, ever since I started the research for this video, I wondered if I personally was alive at the same time as someone who actually witnessed the Battle of Gettysburg. So tune in for our next installment of the last surviving witnesses of the Battle of Gettysburg to find the answer to that question.